Hey, me again. For once I found my owner's manual. So hopefully it tells me how to tighten that cable. But yeah, so it's the 48-inch GT dozer blade for garden tractors with 23-inch tires. This one is a Husqvarna model. DB48, I believe. And again, I want to tighten the cable that allows you to angle the blade because it's not disengaging the mechanism because the blade or the cable's too loose. Okay guys, I do have the blade on here. I have to say, initial impressions, I hate it. The hand controls are a massive pain in the ass. The lift isn't bad. It's the angle cable. I've got it as tight as it can go. It's a really shitty design. Well, we'll see how it is this winter, but I honestly, right now, can't recommend this. I'd rather use a snow plow, or a snow blower, or get a actual snow blower for the front of this, not the angle situation. The angle of the blade is supposed to change with this cable. As you can see, you have to fight with it, even when you're sitting on the machine. Just one sec here, guys. So you have to pull the handle down. You're reaching way down. And you're hoping that it disengages. But it's not. So every time I want to change the angle, I'm going to have to get off and do it by hand. You can see that that's supposed to disengage from there, and it just barely does. So I'm going to fool around with the cable a bit more, but like I said, I think I have it almost as tight as I can get it. The cable adjustment is right at the end on this side, and it's about halfway on this side, but again, shitty design. This thing falls out. I mean, this is unused, and that little clamp is all beaten to shit already. So we'll see if I can get the cable tighter. Maybe it'll work better, but I'm not finding it to be all that great. Okay guys, I farted around some more with the blade angle. Still not great, but it's moving a little bit more freely. I'm not sure how much more I can tighten that cable, so we'll leave it like that and see how she goes. My next trick, I'm going to install the weight bracket kit. It's brand new in the box. There's the box, there's the weights, the bracket. I'm not looking forward to this, but hopefully it'll go smooth. Okay guys, I'm at this stage where I'm going to do the weight kit for the back here. I still haven't figured it out. It's a Craftsman model weight kit. I'm gonna look up some videos because I don't understand how to get it connected to here without taking a bunch of things apart. So I'm possibly missing something. The instructions are absolutely horrible. Not a lot of videos so far that I could find, but I'm gonna sit down and actually search. So I think while I'm mulling that around, I'm gonna put on the tire chains. So again, never done this before. Found a half decent video. Lay out the chains with the adjuster. Oh, this would be on the wrong side. So you want the adjuster on the outside. So the adjuster is this little hook, and then you have the actual chain hook there. So that chain hook there is supposed to be on the inside and this adjuster on the outside. So this one either needs to be flipped or I'll just move it over to the left tire. So we'll do that next and I'll show you after I get one on. Okay, so I got one tire chain on. Wasn't as easy as the video showed, of course. I'm not sure how loose or tight this chain should be. I got it hooked on the inside, the adjuster's on the outside. I'm just gonna take it for a rip and see if the chain falls off or not. Stay tuned. Hey guys, so I just went for a rip on the tractor with the chains on. They stayed. Nothing fell off. So I'm hoping that they're on okay. I mean, obviously it would just take some adjusting to get it tighter. But so far so good. I'm gonna look online and see how much slack you should have, if any. As you see, I have some slack at the bottom here. I don't know if that should be 100% tight. You can comment below and let me know your experience or any lessons learned on the snow chains. I'm gonna go ahead and put the other ones on. Okay, so the chain's laid out. Again, actually, I found the instructions for these. They suggested a little bit of a different way. But the first one went okay. I'm gonna do that for the second one. Basically, I'm gonna back to the center of this chain and then wrap the front up to the top and attach the hook on the inside and then the adjuster on the outside. So actually, I'll try to do this on camera, even though I don't have a stand for my phone here. Maybe we can do this. See if it'll cooperate. Probably not. Okay, I'm gonna leave that and see. I'll edit the video down if it's a pain. So we just wanna, you could roll it back, disengaging the work it at center and leave the brake off. And then you just bring this up. This is where it's a pain, where your hands don't fit. So I reach in the back here, grab that back side, to make sure it's not tangled now that I got it all messed up. See, it's a pain. Now, of course, it's tangled. But that's not too bad. One thing now, disengage the drive. Roll it back a bit. So now, I got it a little bit tangled here. But you do the inside first, which is the hook. I got it hooked there. Bit of a pain, probably will take some adjustment. And then you can push it forward a little bit. Really pull it up snug. Get the adjuster through one of the extra links. Down. Might need to go to the second link instead. I think the other side I use the second link. There. To me, I think that's maybe too loose. If I can. No. There's 3 links for the adjuster. The third and farthest link is a bit too far. Oh no, I got it. So that's nice. So it's the tightest it'll go. You can also adjust your hook now at the back if it'll go any tighter. Pull the chains up. get that hook onto the other link. It's not as easy as it sounds or looks. So on the inside hook, I can only get it on the second link right now anyway. I might need some gloves. It's a pain. It's a real pain. So I got the inside hook on the second link and the outside on the third. So hopefully that is good enough. And I noticed there's no chains for the front tires. Guess that's the way it is. You just chain up your back tires, go from there. So the chains are on. I'll take it for a spin with both chains, make sure they don't fall off, but that's it for the chains. Again, the weight kit, I can't figure out without taking something apart back here, which I don't want to do right now. I mean, I'm 225 pounds, so hopefully that's enough weight with the chains. There we go. Almost ready for winter. I do have the cab to put together. I'm not sure if I'm going to tackle that today. Okay, I fought some more with the chains and got them tighter. I think obviously it's better to be tighter. And from what I'm reading and seeing is you want them to be centered on the sidewall as much as possible. So these are all in the tightest position now. So if they, for some reason, become loose and go uncentered, I was reading or watching a video where a guy put a bungee cord across there. Across here to keep them tight. But hopefully they stay tight. They're in the tightest position, like I said. Now the next thing is I'm going to put together the Husqvarna Snow Cab. And that is, well, there it is. Part number is there. Take this out of the box and try to hook it up. Okay, all the pieces are somewhat laid out. It's not in any particular order. They are labeled, which I'm excited about because hopefully that means the instructions will be okay. Not really a lot of pieces, a couple nuts and bolts, but you know, I imagine it's a frame, snaps together, attaches to the body. I would assume there. And on the other side, and then I don't know where the front will attach. That'll be something we learn as we put it together. And so far, so good. It looks like the instructions are not too bad. So we'll go from there. Okay guys, so we're installing this snow cab here. The first step is to lift the seat, take out these 4 screws or bolts. And so the 2 front ones have nothing, and in the back have the springs. And then when putting them back on, you use the factory front bolts, and the back ones, they provide longer screws. So they are bolts, so they show R and T. So it looks here that the T is bigger than the R. However, when you go down here, R, you have 2 of them. T, you have 4 of them. So I have 4 smaller screws and 2 of the larger ones. So it looks like the instructions are not great again. I didn't check the sizes, but you have to use the ones that come with the kit for the springs. They have to be a bit longer because once the bracket goes on there, the factory bolts are too short. This is a pain to get started because obviously it's way down in there. I used the socket extension, but it's still not easy to get going, especially when the instructions are telling you wrong screws or whatever. So again, instructions aren't great, but so far so good. I'm just going to get that final spring put on and then move on to the next step. Okay guys, put my cigar down. So these are on all nice and tight. And then down in there. with the bolts that come with the kit because they're a bit longer in the washer. So I took the gas cap off so I could swing the ratchet around. Put that back on. So nice and tight. Seat should sit on there nicely still. Oh, I guess I need to point the camera. There we go. So our bracket, part C, is installed. On to the next. Okay guys, so I got this, what are they called? Mounting stubs, I think. And there's a spacer behind that. On my frame, the bottom has this piece here that sticks out a bit more. So the top is a little bit, the spacer works, but there's still space behind there. And I think I can still get this off and on. The side, the plastic cover there slides in behind. So I think that's where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna do the same for the other side. Note, I don't think the instructions made reference to needing a 7/16. Or maybe they did, but you end up needing two, obviously, for this. You need to hold the socket on the back or adjustable or something and tighten the nut on the front here. But it's on there, nice and solid. I think that's where it belongs. Go to the other side. So guys, a bit of a instruction fail, or at least my opinion. You have these stub thingies, mounting brackets, A and B, blah, blah, blah. Step 4, we have to start attaching them. So this looks like the front left side. Let's see the oil filter. However, there's a plastic cover that goes over the oil filter. This plastic cover right here. And this part here, right above the P there, it sticks out. It's to give space to the oil filter. It does not allow bracket B to be put on there. You have to use bracket A on this side. The instructions do not mention that. They just say they can be flipped if they don't fit. So something to double check before you decide where A and B go. Dry fit it to make sure. Of course, I didn't do that. So I had A on the other side. Turns out it looks like B will fit better here. Oh, maybe not. Or no, sorry, A will fit better here. We'll put A on like that. Still the spacer behind. The spacer can't go the other direction because there's this bolt is in the way. So apparently they're universal, they can be flipped. In this model of mower, a 354XD, you want to put A on the left side, like so. Now, hopefully I get this all hooked up and the actual bars that are supposed to be inserted into these mounting brackets actually fit. Otherwise, we might have to be drilling holes or something, but hopefully not. I'll get these hooked up. The instructions say 1 hour for installation. We're likely going to be going on 2, especially with the instructions being so generic. Okay guys, A is on the left side, spacer there. We still have clearance for our side cover. I won't be able to get it back on. Oh, there we go. So it clicks in. We have clearance for our oil filter part of the cover there. So on the TS354XD Husqvarna lawn tractor, if you're installing the snow cab, put the front mount stubs, part A, on the left side and put part B on the right side. So now I'll head back over to the right side and get that part B attached and move on to the next step. Hey guys, we're back over to the right side. If you see here, spacer fits nicely right there. The bolts are through. I originally had part A on this side. It turns out part B is gonna have to go here. Just because the other side, this plastic cover here sticks out more because of the oil filter. So again, model TS354XD Husqvarna lawn tractor, putting on the snow cab, put on mounting bracket B on the right side and mounting bracket A on the left. So I'll get this tightened up. Okay, that's all tightened up. The spacer allows you can still remove the side panel. Then you just gotta feed it back in there and behind. Sorry, I can't do this and the camera at the same time. There we go, back in there, and the brackets are on. Okay, a bit of an update here. I turned the page and my model TS354XD is a little different. So read ahead in the instructions. So the screws and the mounting bracket for the rear are the same. However, on the front, it does talk about removing this frame bolt that's there. So I didn't remove that. Hopefully everything works out for me the way that I've done it. I could see how removing that frame bolt would have the spacer sit more flush. So that would make sense. But if for some reason that doesn't work out, I'll remove that frame bolt. Okay, our next step is to install parts N, O, D, and E. So it looks like O is the front left. They finally tell me left or right. And then E goes into O. And you tighten them using the provided screws that are found in parts N and O. Those are, I believe, 1/2 inch socket. I'll put these in and we'll see how it goes. So O is the left. Okay, so we got part O onto the mounting bracket and part E into part O. I'm hoping that this cab does not interfere with the Snow Blade. We'll see. I'm not really liking the Snow Blade, but hopefully it works out. So pretty simple. Not a lot of room to work to get that bolt tightened with the brake pedal in the way. But wasn't too bad. Okay, the right hand side, part N and D attached on the mounting bracket. Now what worries me is I wonder if I need to remove that bolt to make that tighter. But I'm going to snug it up a little bit and see where we go from there. The next step was to take part F and G and attach this cross piece. H, it just clicks in with those little pressure buttons. And it looks like once that's together, it goes down into the rear bracket that's already been installed. And then that's the rear mounting frame completed. That's how it'll look. Okay guys, that was simple. That just clicked into the rear mounting bracket here. It has those pressure buttons, but then it also has a probably a 1/2 inch bolt to tighten it up. So it's clicked in. I'm just going to tighten it up now. And then the rear bracket is attached. Okay, so the frame is on. It was not smooth. Instructions again left little to be desired. I'm a little bit worried about my hand controls for the Snow Blade being impeded by the cab thingy, but we'll have a look. I don't know if this is supposed to be inside the cab or if there's going to be clearance for that, so I'll have to look at the picture. But anyway, the frame is together. Instructions suck, but it's on there. Okay guys, cab is on. They do have these little zippered openings that the Snow Blade, at least the lifting arm, fit through. I don't know if that's what they're for, but right now it's fitting. That's the blade all the way down, and the blade's sitting in there nicely without putting too much pressure on the cover. This side, I don't know if this thing is supposed to be inside, but it really doesn't go much more over that way because there's a bracket here. So I don't think this one is made to go through this zippered opening here, at least on this model or whatever. Now the last step is down here. I did it on the other side already. You have to put Velcro and attach Velcro to the frame. I can imagine that will last 30 seconds in the cold, wet weather. But anyway, I'll do it and see how it works out. There it is. Snow cab. It was about an hour. Instructions sucked as usual. But I mean, overall, fits well. It looks pretty good. It does work with the blade. You know, I guess in the summer you could take the doors right off and leave yourself a sunshade and maybe roll up the, or at least unzip the front. From the inside, looks pretty good. I mean, it's not real sturdy, but hopefully it'll last. Very windy here, so we'll put it to the test, see if the wind flips me over. But from the inside, you can zip it up without too much of an issue. Probably need two hands. But anyway, once I have my other hand free, I can still get to the angle handle. But I find that thing doesn't work worth a shit anyway. I'm likely gonna have to get out when I want to change the angle. The cable sucks. The cable mechanism sucks. I can lift the blade from in here and the controls here. Just, I'm pushing that with all my might there. It finally went. It's not user friendly, and the handle's 6 miles away from me. I actually, when I had the motor running, I had to lean so far forward that it shut off with the seat sensor. So something to keep in mind if you want to use the blade with the cover. Your blade controls, for at least for the angle, are still outside of the cover, but the blade lift is here. Fairly easy to get to. Blade's fully down. Oops. You do have to put some pressure on the cover to get it to go all the way down this zippered area. That zipper's undone all the way. Hopefully we're not ripping zippers and stuff, but there it is. Okay guys, so I'm in the enclosure. I got the Velcro on the front there. I'm sure it won't last very long at all, but at least it's on. I do see there's a hole. Maybe that hole is to operate your angle thingy on the blade. And the blade lifter is inside the cab like I showed before. So we'll just take it for a ride. I'll keep the camera going while we take it for a ride. so you can hear me, but yeah, it didn't fall off. It's not windy today or anything, but so far so good. And again, I can put I have to push down a little bit more than I'm comfortable pushing against the cover, but the blade's down now. The blade's up now. So this little zippered part hopefully is for the attachment. Nobody made mention of that in any of the instructions or anything. You know, if your tractor is equipped with a attachment, feed them through the zippered hole first or whatever. But, and again, the blade angle is on the outside, but you can access it. It just doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Hopefully I don't have to angle too much. I can just set my angle and go, or push straight for the most part. But there we are. Now, it's not going to be, you know, providing much heat. Obviously, it'll still be bundled up because there is mesh wide open here in the front, or in the sides and the rear there. But I mean, for the most part, it looks pretty good. It's going to keep most of the water off of me, and you know, in the winter I'll still be bundled up in here anyway. But hopefully it provides enough weather relief to keep the cigars lit. Okay, thanks for watching. That's the Husqvarna, I don't remember the model now, 354XD, I believe, TS354XD. And that is the Snow Blade, the wheel chains, can't see, and the snow cab. I still didn't put the weights on because I don't understand the instructions or how to get the weight bracket attached. So I'm just going to ask the dealership, give me some tips on that, and try this out next time we have a weather event. Thanks for watching.